So I brought my Frost River along. This is the Royale, and it's fully loaded. There's a lot of stuff in here because I was going to just, I don't have to walk in far, but I just thought I'd just bring a load of stuff to play around with, but as I may not be doing that. But I've got some food, so I've got some Bannock mix and some eggs and bacon, so we'll have that for breakfast. I've got the old friars grill, which we'll be using over the fire. So let's chuck that down there for a minute. And it's because I was bringing in a lot of stuff, I've got a tarp with me, which I'm not going to use. It's a heavy tarp, but as I say, I'm not walking in far. I've got that chair that I can make from a tripod, which I might do today and have it floating around as another chair. And then all my kit inside. Get my ground mat out. This is an outhouse ground mat. Just using the modular system, as you all know, I'll make it. This is just some material I made it for myself. Just some like sort of canvas. I've used it for windbreaks and everything, and I just had a small bit left, so I've just made some pouches for myself out of it for this pack being canvas. I don't like wasting anything, but yeah, what we need to do is get the saw out and start collecting this wood. I've got the saw, and I think that's about it. I feel like I'm on not level ground. There we go. Got some cramp balls there. They're going to be damp though. Right, let's go and get some wood. So what I like to do, if we've got any sort of grass, you can see like the dead grass here, instead of just trying to pull chunks out of it, which mostly won't be dry, I just use my hand and just sort of go through it like that, and you will sort of get the dry stuff and that go in there. We had a bit of sun yesterday, so it's not completely, you know, damp, so any of the thin dead stuff will dry off slightly. See, there's loads here, but not all going to be the right good enough stuff. There's some really thin stuff that's damp. I can feel that as a damp. There we go, that's the sort of stuff. There's a bit of dampness in there. We'll let that dry out a bit in there. And then we're just going to get some wood, which I must, there's quite a lot of fallen stuff over there, so I must grab over there and get it. What we can do is split these down a bit. They're still slightly damp in the middle, so we just take a bit easier. We don't have hardly any nice straight wood here, so that's cool. This that'd be a bit more usable. I love the sound when the wood's cracking, it's nice. It's funny, you know, you can get away with a smaller axe, and that's awkward stuff, you know, it's not nice, easy, clean cutting stuff, it's really awkward wood. But you just got to be a little bit creative. But yeah, we'll go through this and we'll get this fire going. We've processed that wood up, that's been good. I need to get around and sort of developing that pouch because it works really good for the silky saw or any saw. So that's my billy can in now. Oil, seasoning, brew kit. Just put it on there for now. These are fire lighting kit and the possible kit, survival kit. Coffee and the cookser. Frying pan, because I think we might do the bannock in the frying pan, I think it's time, instead of baking it. And in one of my long pouches, what I don't normally do, but it works really well, is like a toolkit. And I've got my Hudson baits in, so we might use that. I've got my neck knife, let's put that on. It's the Bannock Nomad, I've not used it in a while, so good to get it out. And I've got a meal bank bag in there, original one. Backhoe Laplander. To be honest, I've got two saws, but that silky is so efficient for the size. And Will Ramier's woodlaw knife, so we'll put that on. Right. So how are we going to start this fire? So sometimes it's quite nice just to think about, oh, how am I going to start this fire? This wood is pretty punky. I'm not really going to get any decent feather sticks out of it, but I might just do some rough ones. We've got these good coals here which are dry, which is all helps towards getting the fire going, because the coals will just catch light. So we've got this grass, which I don't know if it'll catch light. If we'd have given it an hour in the sun, it would have been really good, but hey, we'll give it a go. And we've got the Hudson bait in, so we could get a striker, which I've got on my belt now, strike that, or we've got my Flint Steel with some char material in there, so we could always do that. Now we use the I use the char cloth obviously as an extender, so even if you're doing a bow drill, you can use it as an extender. You know, if you've got an ember there, put some char cloth towards it, then you've got surefire there, because you can, well, surefire to a point as long as that's all dry. But this is an extender of them coals, so yeah, it does help. But what we're trying to do, this is just why the hell, and this is another aspect of outdoors, is sometimes just try it. If it don't work, it don't work. If it does, it does. But if you don't try, you don't know, do you? So it's always good to just have a play around with it, you know. Let's see if I can get a decent spark out of this flint. I've got some. What we'll do get the darkest bit of this. Let's get that middle section. We'll give this a go again. Let's just get a, there we go. I'm not blowing it just yet, I'm just letting it grow a bit. So now we've got that. Let's use the rest of it. And we get our bird's nest, let's say. But it is damp, I can feel that, so for that to take, it might have to dry out a bit as we're doing it. No, really, I should have done some feather sticks, shouldn't I? Because these are too thick. But let's do some quick. I'm not giving up on it yet. There's still embers there, you see, there's still coals in there. All I've got to do is just get the coals to catch the feather sticks, the crappy feather sticks. What I need to do. Right, so the fire is just like ticking, not starting to get going now. I knew that was going to get going because I had enough embers in there and all that grass was there just waiting to be lit up, and there was enough coals, and even keeping the old coals from the last fire in there helps, because once they get hot there's embers there as well. So yeah, it's just going now. To be honest, my fault there, I got carried away. I should have I forgot to do the feather sticks before I done the Flint Steel technique on that. So yeah, that was a little bit my fault there. I should have done that. I just went straight into it because the camera was on, I think. But anyway, we got there in the end. And just with the fire, because there's not a flame, it doesn't mean it's not growing. The embers are there, and it's just like charred cloth, you know. It has to grow a bit, and then when you blow on it, you can blow on it, but then you've got to let it almost breathe, so it can sort of build up, then go back. You blow it again, it comes back bigger. That's the way I look at it. I've done fires for many years, and that's the way I see it, you know. And you sort of have a good idea how it's going to start and what to do with it. But I'm not no expert, but I just start fires a lot, even at home. Winter time, I start a fire every day because I've got a fire at home. But yeah, but what a lovely day. And the camp's looking good. Still looking for my glasses. But yeah, it's really lovely. Should have done a camp really over the weekend. But just, yeah, it seems to be really hard at the moment to do things like that. I try and do one a month or two. But even getting down the woods is quite hard at the moment. But let's get that, get some more wood on there and let's get a billy can on. Inside, this is the smaller 1 quart Pathfinder pot, which I really do like. And in here I keep one of Rough Timber's grates and one of Rough Timber's little like baking trays. We'll keep hold of these cramp balls because they're always good to go in the kit. They're only thin, these gloves, so they're not really great at hot things. They work to an extent, but these ones are really at it now. I've got a new pair, but I just want to get every single last bit out of it. The other's a bit small as well, but the trouble is when you use them on the heat so much, they shrink. So my finger's down here. It's what I do now, I buy the milk, the little sachets. I just think they're just so much better. At least you can have a decent cup of tea when you're out and they don't take up too much space. But there, sit down and sit in the seat and chill out for a bit. So yeah, the bushcraft show's coming up, and I've been to, apart from the very first one, been to every single one. It's only because I was away on the first one, I couldn't go. But yeah, I'm going. I'll be in the normal field area. Last year I was in the overland section. It was a bit cramped and I didn't really like it. Too noisy. So I'll be in the field section, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. There'll be a few of us going, so it should be a nice affair as always. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the weather's good. I was going to say, if anyone wants any products that you want me to bring to the show, either want to place an order or just let me know. I can do that. Not a problem. And yeah, I just enjoy it. Now, a few of the guys, Rough Timber's going to have a stall out. The State Detective's going to have his stall out. Rob Evans, the knife maker, I like Rob's knives, they're brilliant. He's going to be there. And a whole host of, obviously, many other people. To be honest, I would love to have a stall there, but the way that I work and the amount of products I sell, and it's only me that makes it, to get the stock together to have enough to be worthy of doing it, I can't do it. I physically can't do it. I will try and do it next year, get stock together, build up. I need to get someone to help me make the products, but I would love to have a stall there so I can show it to you how it works, the modular system. But what I might try and do is bring a bag along with my kit in it, so anyone does want to see it, you can see how it works. You know, it's quite simple. I might bring the Fairway and Steuben pack or something like that. But yeah, looking forward to it, and hopefully I'll see you there. Come along and say hello. I might have my David Friars hoodie on, who knows. Okay. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to mix it up. I might mix it up in the bag like I've done in the past, or in the frying pan, I don't know. But yeah, I've just bought a sort of a savoury, not savoury, a sweet, I'd say, Bannock mixture. In the past I've made loads of bags, various different forms of bags, and I keep them in I've got a storage of all these bags, so if I need to grab one of my old type of bags I still do, and it's quite handy for that. Some of them I would like to have made, like this one's quite a nice canvas. The trouble with it is getting hold of the material was the biggest issue. It can be really hard. Well, it's the biggest issue. There's loads of material I'd love to get, but it's getting hold of it. So I'm going to dump all of it in now, and which is a bit of a risk, because you know I might put too much water in there, so I've got to be really careful with that. And I'm just going to put some in a little at a time. Nice if I've got a wooden spoon on me. Let's have a look. Might not. Seem to have. Oh, hang on. This might be better. Stay down. So I'm just basically going to do quite a dry mixture, and really you can do this without getting your hands dirty at all. Just a bit of patience, really, and just saying be careful how much you put in. But yeah, I'm going to mix this up and I'll bring you back when it's done. Spatula, so I'm just going to put my hands in there now and just go with it. I only put another bit of water in now. But the recipe for this, people ask me all the time, it's really simple and there's no real fixed rule to it, I find. It's whatever you've got. Some people use, plain flour and you put like baking powder in there. You can use self-raising flour, and there's so many various different options. Then you can add like a bit of sweetness to it, so add some sugar to it, maybe a bit of salt. Nuts and raisins are always nice in a bannock. They just sort of makes it I like it a bit sweeter, you see, so I like it. It doesn't matter what I'm having it with, you can put like milk in it, powdered milk. Some people put in it, so there's no fixed rule. And basically, like if I put a couple of cups or a cup of flour in, I might put a teaspoon of sugar in it, or some baking powder, depending on what I'm using. This could have done with a little bit more water, but I'm not going to put any more in there. We've sort of got the basic. Let's give it another squeeze together. And just try not to put too much water in it. Try and get a dry mixture going. And I've got, say, nuts and raisins, a bit of cinnamon in this, and it don't have to be perfect. We're out in the woods, aren't we? So yeah, got that. Let me get me oil. Now, if I was going to wrap this round a stick and have it over the fire, so I was going to wrap it around it and stick it up, then you want it slightly damper so it sticks to it. But if you're in a frying pan, it doesn't really matter too much. Now I've got some olive oil. So you can bake it. I could put it in front of the fire like this and let it cook slowly. but I want to just sort of put it in the frying pan and do it for speed really. So yeah, a bit like that really. Chuck it over the fire, move some coals under there a bit. Chuck some more wood on there in a minute, but I don't want nothing too big of a flame. There we go. There's plenty of heat there. On the last one, I can think it is the same on this one. You do expect fibres to snap, but it's depending on how see that there already that's going. Let's take some more from the back. Right. I think that's like really quite well done, to be honest now. So what I'm going to do is just put it there by the fire. The frying pan I'm using is the GSI Pinnacles. You have to say it's one of my favourite pans because it's very easy to non-stick, quite deep. And tough as well. What I'd like to do, I've got a Trangia plate chopping board which I put over the top, and now I'll just let that sit there. I think that's good enough for me. And that's the beauty of that pan, it's just like, just needs a white pan and it's done. Bit of a clean up of the frying pan, really simple, and anything I use is really easy. But I thought I might have a little nose around the woods and try and get some materials. And there's something I want to do over here. Just get the saw. Do that. And hopefully that'll kill that off growing up, because it'll just kill the tree otherwise. I have to do it around my house all the time. Very good though for hand drills. So if we get this bit here which is being cut, we'll do a colour. Good for hand drill. If we can find the right spindle, we could do it. You never know, we might do if we're walking around. Yeah, really what I'm after. Just a bit of pruning, that's all we're doing. They're going to be a bit smaller than I wanted. It's not the best bit of wood, but let's see. So I'm not trying to do it all in one hit. I'm just trying to sort of stretch the fibres out. And you can feel it where it's tight. Leave the knife there a minute. Want that centre bit there. So I really wanted a longer bit of wood. You've got a bit more, you can give it a bit more of a circle. Well, I'm getting a bit bored of this now, so I'm going to start going a bit harder with it. Go on, son, go on. Don't complete like that. Oh, oh. Right, okay. That can hold together a bit more. No, disintegrated. It's amazing the sort of lamination of the wood, the way it's split. Well, we'll carry on, shall we? I think it was with hazel and it worked totally fine, but a bit limited really in what we can use. Isn't that lovely? We should put the film up, we should put the camera up as well. All I can smell is a whiff of just onions, garlic. Didn't bring my phone. Yeah, all I can smell is garlic. As I was just walking up there. It's obviously spread because it used to be just down here. Got to do a camp up here. It's really nice this time of year. So I've created a kit that I'm going to use to practice with, and it's a bit damp, which I would expect, especially the spindle. So basically got a spindle and half ball. Basically what I can do now with this, will it ever make an emblem? I don't think so, because I think this is too hard, but I always find it's good just to do the old practicing a bit. So sort of do the old start point. This is really noisy most of it, but then So it's getting hot, but I think this is the hot ball's too hard. You know, I always go and buy the density of fillet. It feels a bit tough, but for practicing, that's a good little kit. Just to get myself back into it. It's been a little while since I've done it. Fitness levels are not as maybe what they should be, but you know, it's all good practice. I think I'm just gonna have another brew. Got the kettle going on here. Yeah, we're at a boil. No luck with the tongs, but that was down to the wood more than anything. Technique I think was okay, but I'll have a little have a look around with that. It's really limited on wood here. I really could do with hazel, would be nice, but I have to go to the other woodland for that. Well, I'm going to go in there before another plane goes across. I'll see you in another video. Bye.